Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
You are welcome to today's lectures on biology. Today we'll continue from where we stopped. Yes, sir, on the topic evolution among the five kingdoms. This should be our part what? Huh?
5.
4.
5.
Are you sure? You're not sure?
Slide. Yes,
Should be as good.
I'm not with my notes.
Well, this should be our parts. This should be our part 4 or so. So we are still on topic evolution among the five kingdoms, and today we go back to the phylum. Phylum what? Phylum what? We are in the kingdom what? Plantae, right?
Yes.
We are still in the kingdom Plantae. So which phylum are we in?
We are in Telephyta.
We are entering Bryophyta. Phylum what? Bryophyta. Under the kingdom what? Kingdom what? Plantae. Under the kingdom Plantae, we go back to phylum Bryophyta. In our last class, we treated the phylum what? Talophyta. So today, we go back to phylum Bryophyta. Our reference book for today is Modern Biology for Senior Secondary School by Sarojini T. Ramalingam, as revised by Lucy I. Akunwa and JBC Obidiwe, revised edition 2018, and Product 50 Biology, UTME past question. These are our reference books for today. So let's move over to the phylum Bryophyta, or simply Bryophytes. Bryophytes. Now, under this phylum, the two major groups you see under this phylum, they are the liverworts and mosses. Liverworts and mosses. Liverworts and mosses. Liverworts and what? Mosses. Liverworts and mosses. So where do we see them? They are seen mainly on damp places on land. On land. Damp places on the land. In fact, they are seen as the first land plants. The first terrestrial what? Plants. Are we together? They are seen as the first what? Terrestrial plants, the bryophytes. They are seen as the first terrestrial what? Plants. Now let's look at the features. We'll compare the features of the two main groups, the liverwort and the what? Mosses and the what? The liverwort and the what? The mosses. Okay. Between the moss and the liverworts have simpler structure than what? Moss. So what it means that the structure of moss are more complex than that of the what? Liverworts. So now let's look at the liverworts. What happens to liverworts? Actually, they have ribbon-like body. Ribbon-like what? Body. The liverworts, they have what? Ribbon-like what? Bodies. They have the ribbon-like bodies, and they lie flat on the ground. They lie flat on the ground. Now, what holds them to the ground is what looks like root, but they're not actually what? Root. They are called what? Rhizoid. They are called what? Rhizoid. So this one also, just as we see in the Talophyte, this one also, they do not have what? Roots, but they have root-like structure called what? Rhizoids. Are we together? Rhizoids. So I say that they have ribbon-like body that lie flat on the ground, and this holds them to the ground. Rhizoids. Okay? They are attached to the soil by means of what? Rhizoids. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Good. Now, another point I want to make here is that when you compare liverworts and mosses, liverworts lie flat on the ground, okay? But mosses don't lie flat on the ground. What happens to mosses? They actually have a stem, slender stem that stands erect. They have slender stems that stand what? Erect. So then this stem have what looks like leaves, but they're not actually leaves. So you can put leaves, you can write the leaves like this, okay? But they're not actually what? Leaves. They look like what? Leaves, okay? Now, one thing with this one is that they are just one cell thick. One cell, this structure that looks like leaves, they are one cell what? One cell what? Thick. One cell thick. Are we together? Now, they also have rhizoids, but here now the rhizoids emanate from the root of the stem. The rhizoid in mosses emanates from the roots of the what? The stem. From the base of the stem, not roots. The rhizoids in mosses emanate from the base of the what? The base of the what? The stem. And grow into the floor, into the soil. They emanate from the base of the stem and grow into the what? Into the what? Soil. Are we together? Good. Now, both of them, both moss and liverwort, they have spore-bearing structure. They have spore-bearing what? Structure. Mainly in liverwort, spore-bearing structure. The mosses, they have capsule. The capsule contains the structure. The capsule contains the what? The spores. Okay. The capsule contains is when the capsule bursts that you see the spores. The spore will now be what? Dispersed. And they will, anywhere they fall, when there's favorable condition, they will do what? Germinate there. They will grow there. Are we together? Are we together? So this is basically the features when compared when liverwort is compared with what? With what? Mosses. Now let's look at bryophytes. Remember in our last class we mentioned alternation of what? Generation. Alternation of what? Generation. In fact, when it comes to this bryophyte, now this alternation of generation is distinct, is clear. You know, when you come to Talophyte, not all Talophyte, hope you know, it's only when you come up to things like ulva plants, you start seeing alternation of what? Generation. But when you come to bryophyte, bryophyte has a distinct alternation of what? Generation. We have the sporophyte generation and what? Gametophyte generation. We have the what? Sporophyte what? Sporophyte what? Generation and what? Gametophyte what? Generation. Of course, just as we have in the Talophyte over, here in the bryophyte, the gametophytes, the what is it called? The sporophyte here is dependent on the what? The gametophyte. Please know that point. The sporophyte here is also dependent on the what? Gametophyte. Because the sporophyte grows on the what? Gametophyte. So this is a way of going into the what? Reproduction. Summary of what happens in the what? How they reproduce. All together. The kind of summary of what happens, how they do what? Reproduce. Now, they reproduce by what? Alternation of what? There's alternation of what? Generation. Now, what actually happens? Now, let's look at the gametophyte stage or gametophyte generation. In the gametophyte generation, see what happens. Here you have the dominant one here. Here you have the what? The gametophyte. In that mature plants, in the mature bryophyte, as I say, the sporophyte is attached to the what? Gametophyte. So we have the male gametophyte and the female gametophyte. Now, so what happens? The male gametophyte has the male sex organs, and the female gametophyte have the female sex organs. All together. So inside the male sex organ, we have the male gametes or the sperm or the spermatozoa. Okay? Inside the male, within the male sex organ, in the male gametophyte, we have the male sex organ. Inside the male sex organ, we have the what? The male sex gametes. Okay? The gametes is called the what? The spermatozoa or spermatozoon. Singular. Spermatozoon, singular, spermatozoa, plural. Okay? Spermatozoa, plural. Now, or simply sperm. Okay? Now, this male gamete is motile. You know what we mean by motile? You know, right? Is what? Motile. The male gamete moves. Okay? Note this point. The male gamete moves. So the male gamete is what? Motile. Now, in the female gametophyte, we have the female sex organ. In the female gametophyte, we have the female sex organ. Now, we are still in the gametophyte generation, hope you know. The female sex organ contains the what? The female gamete or the egg, ovum or ova. Any of them is okay. The egg, singular, ovum, or the eggs, plural, what? Ova. The spermatozoon, sperm cells, the spermatozoa. Are we together? Good. Now, so here now, one thing you should know, because the male organ is, the male gamete is motile, is one that will move. Are we together? Is one that will move to go to fertilize the what? The female gamete. Okay? The female gamete is non-motile. Put that one down. The female gamete is what? Non-motile. But the male gamete is what? Motile. So it's the male gamete that will now move to do what? Enter the female sex organ to do what? To generate, to fertilize the what? The egg. Are we together? To fertilize the egg. So what happens after the fertilization of the egg? Once the egg is fertilized, then the zygote is what? Formed. So the fertilized egg is called what? Zygote. The fertilized egg is called what? Zygote. Okay? So the fertilized egg is called the what? The zygote. So once the egg is fertilized, it becomes fertilized egg or what? The zygote. Now, remember, this whole thing is happening in the gametophyte. In the female what? Gametophyte. Remember, are we together? It's happening in the what? Female gametophyte. Now, in the female gametophyte, now this zygote will now grow into what? Sporophyte. Basically, it will grow into what? The sporophyte. Are we together? Now, the sporophyte, if it grows into the sporophyte on the what? Gametophyte, you see something like this. You see something like this. From here is the what? Gamete what? Fight. From here to here is the what? Is the what? Sporophyte. Okay? The sporophyte that bears the spores. Here now is the capsule. This capsule contains the what? The spores. Okay? So this is what I mean by what? Gametophyte and the what? Sporophyte. This is the mature plant. Now, these zygotes will undergo cell divisions and grow to form what? Sporophytes. On the what? Gametophyte. Remember, the sporophyte grows on the what? Male gametophyte or on the female gametophyte? The new sporophyte, where does it grow? On the male gametophyte or on the female gametophyte? On the female gametophyte, because the male gamete has left the male gametophyte, entered the female gametophyte to fertilize it, right? Yes. So the spore, the after division, it will grow as what? Spores. Are we together? Yes. That will now undergo meiosis. Actually, the spores here now, this is the what? Capsule, or I call it what? Sporangium. Okay? This can also be called what? Sporangium. This can also be called what? Sporangium. Now, so when it grows into the sporophyte, at this point, for this spore that will be here, another cell division will take place here to form the spore. Remember, meiosis will take place here. Okay? Meiosis will take place here. When the zygote was formed, a cell division will take place. Is it meiosis or mitosis? Meiosis. From the zygote.
Sorry, mitosis.
Good. Now, but here, after here, now when it grows, when this sporophyte grows up here, for spores to form here, meiosis will do what? Take place. This meiosis that will take place here will now form the spores that will be stored here inside the sporangium. Now, when this sporangium bursts, what happens? The mature spores will now do what? Be dispersed. And when these mature spores disperse, they will now start developing. When they come to a favorable condition, they will develop into what? Young gametophyte plants. The young gametophyte plant that will now be formed will be male and female gametophyte. Is it supposed to be diploid or haploid? Is it diploid or haploid?
When it's
From the gametophyte. Should it be diploid or haploid? How is it diploid? It's haploid now. Because the two gametes will still meet together to form a diploid. Okay? Okay, are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Good. The zygote is diploid. It's not haploid because it's formed from the what? It's fertilized what? Ovum. Haploid, half from here will form the what? So the zygote. Now when it will undergo mitosis to grow, develop into what? Gametophyte. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Now, so this is basically what happens. Now, when two of them now develop into mature gametophyte, when the sex organ have matured enough fertilization can do what? Take place. To continue the what? The gyration. So have you now seen what we mean by what? Alternation of what? Generation. From sporophyte generation to what? Gametophyte what? Generation. Are we together? Are we together? Note that once the spores are dispersed, if they fall on a suitable environment, they will do what? They will develop into mature gametophyte. Any question? Any question? So this is basically what happens. What happens in what? The production, okay? Now, of course, when you come to this group, the moss plants belong to what? Mossae, okay? While the liver ones belongs to what? Hepatica. Liver, from liver. Hepa, okay?
Yes. They are prokaryotic, Abby.
Hey, what are you saying? They are prokaryotic? No.
They have no.
Then they are eukaryotic. They are not prokaryotic. Prokaryotic is only the kingdom what? Monera. Okay? Kingdom Monera, the prokaryotic are only what? The kingdom Monera. From kingdom Protista, they are not what? Prokaryotes. From kingdom Protista, you start seeing eukaryotes. Okay? It's only Monera that are prokaryotes. Are we together? Please do that point too. Okay. Now, let's go to the next group. The next group. There are after phylum Thallophyta, phylum Bryophyta. We actually have phylum Pteridophyta and phylum Spermatophyta. Phylum Pteridophyta and phylum Spermatophyta. But phylum Pteridophyta and Spermatophyta are grouped together as Tracheophyta or Tracheophytes. So we have the Tracheophytes. We have the what? The Tracheophytes. We have the Tracheophytes. So the Tracheophytes, Tracheophyta, here we have the what? Pterido what? Phyta and what? Spermatophyta. We have the Pteridophyta. Is it yours? We have the Pteridophyta and what? The Spermatophyta. Now look at from the name Tracheo. It talks about vascular what? System. What it means. From the name Tracheophyta means this group of plants they have the vascular system. What it means that they can conduct, they have a system that can conduct water and what? Food. What are the structures in plant that conduct water and food? What are you saying? Name them. Xylem and phloem. Two of us. Xylem is water. Phloem is what? Food. Xylem and what? Phloem. Xylem and what? Phloem. Xylem is for what? Mainly water. This one is for what? Food. Are we together? Now, so this form the vascular bundles. This form the what? Vascular what? So this Tracheophyta, they have the vascular what? System. That's what it means. So they are known as the vascular plants. Tracheophyta or Tracheophyte, known as the vascular plant because they have the vessels. These vessels or vascular tissue for conduction of what? Water and what? Food. Now, this is the largest group of plants. Tracheophyta, the largest group of what? Plants. So they are divided into what? The Pteridophyta and what? Spermatophyta. The Pteridophyta are the non-flowering plants, or they are the Pteridophyta. These ones are the non-flowering, non-what? Flowering plants and the spore bearing plants. They are not flowering. What they have is spore. Generally, they have vascular vessels. They are not flowering, and they bear what? Spore. They are what? Not flowering, and they bear what? Spore. So they are the spore-bearing plants, not flowering. They are also vascular. These are the what? The pteridophyta. Here we have your ferns. Ferns are here. Ferns. Ferns are here. Yes, yes. Ferns are what? Here. Are we together? Good. Now, the second group are the spermatophyta. These ones, spermatophyta, they have seed. They are seed-bearing plants, and they are flowering plants. Spermatophytes are the seed-bearing plants and the flowering plants. Under the spermatophyte, we have their gymnosperm and what? Angiosperm. Are we together? You are gymnosperm and your what? Angiosperm. We'll go into that. But let's focus on this. Let's look at what? The pteridophyta. So phylum pteridophyta. Let's look at the what? Pteridophyta. Let's look at the what? Pteridophyta. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, okay? Alright. Let's look at the what? Pteridophyta. Basically, these pteridophyta are terrestrial plants, okay? They are land plants. Terrestrial plants, or the land plants. Terrestrial plants, the land plants. Now, they have roots. They have what? Roots. They have stem, but their leaves, they have this. Look at their leaves, they have this, okay? Okay? Meaning that the leaves, they have, even though it's so similar to that of flowering plant, but they still have, they actually call fronds. They actually call what? Fronds, okay? They actually call what? Fronds. Let's go. Now, so let's go. A typical example here is what? Fern, okay? I made mention of fern. Stand up now, walk around so you don't sleep. Okay. Okay, now let's continue. Now, there's something here. The stem of fern grows horizontally. Know that point. The stem of what? Fern grows horizontally under the ground. The stem of the fern grows horizontally under the ground and is known as rhizome. And known as what? Rhizome. Is known as what? Rhizome. Is known as what? Rhizome. So these rhizomes, this is the floor, this is the ground, under the ground, it grows up under the ground, okay? Is known as what? Rhizome. Now from this rhizome, small roots grow from the rhizome into the soil. You see small roots grow from the rhizome into the what? Soil, okay? This is the rhizome is the stem, okay? That grows under the ground. Small roots emanate from the rhizome horizontally like this and grow into the what? The soil. Now, at interval from here, At interval, fronds sprout from here. Okay? At interval, you see fronds sprouting from here. At interval, at different intervals, the fronds, they sprout from at interval from rhizome vertically. The roots grow what? Deep into the soil, while this one grow up, the fronds grow up at interval from the what? Rhizome up. You see something like this. Basically, it starts with something like this. You start seeing something like this. All together. All together. Something like this. Grow from where? From the what? From the rhizome up. Okay? Good. Now, when the fronds are young, at tender age, the fronds are coiled. At tender age, when they are still tender, the fronds are coiled. But as they grow, they unroll, okay? Or uncoil. They uncoil as they do what? Grow. Remember I said that these are spore-bearing what? Plant. They are not seed-bearing plants. So when the frond is mature, when the frond is mature, it bears spores. When the frond is mature, it bears spores. It bears what? Spores on the underside, by the side, under. It bears what? Spores. When the fronds are mature, they bear spores. Okay? Now, in most of its fern, you see the fronds divide into two. They divide into two. They divide into two. They branch repeatedly and divide into what? Two. When mature. In many of the ferns, the fronds branch repeatedly, dividing into what? Two. This type of division is called dichotomous branching. This type of branching is called what? Dichotomous what? Branching. Dichotomous. Dichotomous what? Branching. Okay. So, remember I made mention of this group of plants, the Pterophyta being also vascular what? Plant, remember? So they have conducting what? Vessel, remember? Good. Now, what is the stem called in Pterophyta? What is stem called? I just mentioned it now. What is it called?
Like stem. Rhizome.
Rhizome, good. Leaves uncle? Fronds. Is root that is still the root, okay? Root is roots. But the stem and leaf, they are what? Fronds and what? Rhizomes. Please know that point. Okay? Now, both the rhizome, listen carefully. Both the rhizome, the roots and the fronds, they have the conducting vessels. Both the rhizomes, the fronds and the roots have what? Conducting vessels. The roots, the fronds, the rhizome. The roots, fronds, and rhizome, they all have what? Contains what? conducting vessels. They contain the what? Conducting vessels. Now, there's one group of products I mentioned that I said that they have leaf-like structure that is one cell thick. Mosses, right? One cell thick. That leaf-like structure is one cell thick. But in pteridophytes, the fern specifically, the front is multicellular. Okay? The front or the leaves in quotes of pteridophyte is what? Multicellular. So it has many cell layers. You know that point. So the front have several cell layers or several cell thick. Okay. The internal structure of the fronds is similar to that of the what? Leaf of a flowering plant. Know that point. The internal structure of the fronds of fern. The internal structure of the fronds of ferns is similar to that of what? The flowering plants. You know what you know the group referred to as the flowering plant, right? You know them, right? Good. Internal structure of the leaf of the fronds of the what? From the fern have similar internal structure with that of the leaf of the flowering what? Plants. Just as we have in the bryophyta, this pteridophyta also undergo alternation of what? Generation. Okay? Also undergoes what? Alternation of what? Generation. Please know that point. Also undergoes as we have in the what? The bryophyta. The pteridophyta, example, fern, also undergoes alternation of what? Generation in its life cycle. Okay? Undergo alternation of what? Generation in its life cycle. Good. Okay. Now, I have described. If you can remember all the things I've said about fern now, talked about the rhizome, talked about the root from the rhizome that enter the soil, talked about the frond that emanate from the rhizome and grow upward, say that the fronds divide into what? Dichotomously, right? And into dichotomous branching, and we also mentioned that the fronds have internal structure similar to that of the what? The flowering plant. All these that I've described, I am only describing the sporophyte. Remember I said that the mature frond has what? Spores. Where? Underside. Remember? So if the mature fronds have the spores underside, you don't need to be told that this is the what? The sporophyte generation that I've been describing. Okay? This is the sporophyte what? Generation. Now let's describe how the gametophyte generation look like. So how does the gametophyte generation look like? Now, the gametophyte has the shape of the heart shaped. The gametophyte of a fern has the shape of what? The heart. A small heart-shaped structure. It's small and have the shape of what? Heart. Okay? In fact, without any toe, you don't need to be told that they bear the sex organ. True of us. Once you hear the gametophyte, you don't need to be that it bears the what? The sex organ, which in turn bears the what? The sex gamete. True of us. Good. Alright, so let's continue. Either the gametophyte is a small heart-shaped structure which bears the sex organs in which the eggs and sperms are produced. So the eggs and sperms are produced in the what? Sex organ. True of us? True of us? True of us? Educasi. Ezeoku. Are we together? Are we tired? Are you sure? Are you sure we are not tired? If you are tired, let me know. Alright, let's continue. So I said that the gametophyte is small and heart-shaped. Small and heart-shaped. It bears the what? The what? The sex organs, okay? In which the eggs and the sperms are what? Produced. Now, there's something I want you to know here. Know this. Remember, our topic is evolution among these 5 kingdoms. So we are advancing. Pteridophytes are more advanced than what? Bryophyte. Remember, why bryophytes are more advanced than what? Phalophyte. Are we together? Now, in bryophytes, the gametophyte, the sporophyte is dependent on what? Gametophyte. Know this point. In bryophyte, the sporophyte is attached. Look at it. You can explain it. Dependent on the what? But in pteridophytes, the sporophytes and the gametophyte, they live separately. They exist what? Separately. None is dependent on what? Each other. Please know that point. So the sporophytes and gametophyte of fern live separate existence. So they live separate like that. The sporophyte doesn't depend on the gametophyte at all. Know that point. There's something I want you to know. Hello? Are we together? Good. Please note this. There's a very important point I want you to note. Listen carefully. Both in bryophytes and pteridophytes. In fact, remember that the male gamete is motile, right? The female gamete is non-motile, right? Now, the male gamete, for fertilization to take place, moist condition is needed, okay? Because the male gamete need to swim to be able to get to the what? Female gamete. Know that point. The male gamete need to swim before it can get to the what? The female gamete. Now, even though the sporophyte in fern, the sporophyte and the gametophyte are separate, the sporophytes require just dry condition for the spores to do what? Disperse, okay? Because they need dry condition. Sporophyte is adapted to what? Dry condition. But the gametophyte need moist condition. Very important. The gametophyte needs moist condition. Because the sperm needs water to swim in, to be able to get to the what? The eggs, okay? The gametophyte needs moist condition because the sperm needs water. It needs to swim to be able to get to the what? The egg. So the gametophyte needs what? Moist condition. For fern, the dominant generation is what? Sporophyte. Know that point. For the fern, the dominant generation is what? Sporophyte. Okay? For the fern, the dominant generation is what? Sporophyte. For talophyte, the dominant generation is what? Gametophyte.
I say for
ferns of pteridophytes. The dominant generation is what? Sporophytes. So this is the one. So any other thing I'm just describing with this, now you can describe it. You can outline the life what cycle through of us based on what we have already known about the alternation of what generation and which one is which one is sporophyte, which one is what. Just know the striking differences that this one here now the sporophyte does not depend on the what gametophyte. Note those points here. The sporophyte does not depend on what the gametophytes. Okay. Now let's look at the spermatophytes. Let's look at what? The spermatophytes. Wow. Our time is almost. I said that I will be creating time for past questions. Okay? So we can have time. If I enter this, okay, let me just describe them in general. Then, from our next class, we'll now go into gymnosperm and what? Angiosperm. Okay? I want us to solve as many past questions we can before it's 6 p.m. And once it's 6 p.m., everywhere will be dark. So I want us to see it's 5:40. Actually, once it's 5:15, we'll enter past question. That's has been. So we use 45 minutes to look at past questions and see how far we can solve before it's 6 p.m. Okay? So here, from the name, remember under the Brachyphyta, we have the Pteridophyta and we have the what? Spermatophyta. So let's look at this Spermatophyta. From the name Spermatophyta, they are seed-bearing plants. They are flowering plants. They are flowering plants and they are seed-bearing plants. So note this point. They produce seed. They are flowering plant. They are also vascular what? Plant. Trophos. They have the vascular vessels. They have produce seed and they produce what? Flower. Note this point. So these ones, they have well-developed what? Roots, stems, and what? Leaves. Remember we are talking about what? Evolution among the what? 5 kingdoms. So that means spermatophyta, they are advanced than what? They are more advanced than what? Pteridophyta. True of us. That means the spermatophyta are more advanced than the what? Pteridophyta.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
So, but the fact that it's more advanced than gametophyte.
Yeah?
Oh, like there's sometimes say, in case now pteridophyte is more advanced.
Bryophyta. Why Bryophyta are more advanced than Pteridophyta? Okay? Okay, good. Now let's continue. So they have well-developed roots, stems, and what? Leaves. So here you don't hear things like rhizome. What you hear is what? Roots, stems, and what? And what? Leaves. So where is the seed? The seed of this is contained, their seed is contained in the what? Embryo. Sorry, their seed contains the what? Embryo. Their seed contains the embryo. Their seed contains the what? The embryo. So where does the embryo come from? Embryo comes from a what? Fertilized egg. Embryo comes from what? Fertilized egg. There's a twist here. Here now, the gametophyte is dependent on the what? Sporophyte. Here, the gametophyte is what? Dependent on the what? The sporophyte. Please note those points. So most of the plants you see around us, okay?
It's not here that the
Gametophyte is dependent on the what? Sporophyte. The embryo, the seed contains the what? Embryo, right? An embryo are developed from what? Fertilized egg. This fertilized egg in the spermatophyte, where is it from? The unfertilized egg come from what? The gametophytes. Both the male and what? Female one. Am I completing? But the gametophyte here is small. In this spermatophyte, the gametophytes are what? Small. And they're dependent on the what? Sporophyte. They are small and are dependent on the what? Sporophyte. So you don't do that the gametophyte produces the what? The sex cells, true or false? Good, which are fertilized, which after fertilization they will now form the what? The what? Embryo that will contain in the what? The seed, right? Now, one thing I want you to understand here is that the sporophyte, the gametophyte is dependent on the what? Sporophyte. So the plant you see around you, this plant you see here, this big plant is this plant you see, this one you see here now, they are the sporophytes of the spermatophytes. Okay? The dominant one you see around here is what? The sporophyte of the what? The spermatophyte. The sporophyte is one normal plant you see around you. So the gametophytes are small. Am I communicating? Now, note that point, okay? All right, so how does, in this plant now, how does fertilization take place? Fertilization in this type of plant takes place by what is called what? Pollination. True or false? Remember that. Through the process of what? Pollination, okay? When the pollen grain does what? Moves and enter where? You forgotten? Hey, okay. No, don't worry. We'll go there deeply, okay? Let's just pick the important point we need to put here. So, fertilization of the female gametes by the male gamete takes place through the process of what? By what? Pollination. Water is not needed. Remember in pteridophytes, water is needed, true of us. Yes. But here, water is not needed for pollination to do what? Take place. So water is not needed here. So they are true what? They are true land plants. This contributes to its advancement over the spore-bearing plant. That is the pteridophyte that require what? Water for what? Fertilization. But this one doesn't require what? Water. True or false? You know that point. So under here we have two. We have gymnosperms and what? And gymnosperm, and what? Angiosperm. The gymnosperms and the what? Angiosperm. Gymnosperm and the what? Angiosperm. Okay. So, in our next class, we continue from where? The gymnosperms. Okay?
So I say that gymnosperm are they under?
Yeah, under spermatophytes. They are two, just as we have the pteridophytes and spermatophytes under what? Tracheophytes. Okay? So we have the gymnosperm and angiosperm under what? The spermatophytes. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Alright, so I think we'll stop here. Let's see what we can make out from the what? Past question. Let's see how far we can go. Let's pick up similar questions that has to do with what we've treated so far and see. Remember, we are still on the evolution among the 5 kingdoms, okay? Alright, put this question down. This question is from 2006 JAM, question 33. This question is from 2006 JAM, question 33. Do you have extra pen there? Do you have? You don't have? Okay. The question says, or should I write on the board? Let me write on the board so that we have audience watching us. They participate in this the question answering. So let me write on the board so that our audience can participate. Okay, the question says, question 33. It says, this matter I'm writing well again. Okay, JAM Biology 2006 question 33 says the dominant phase in the life cycle of a bryophyte is A. Gametangium, B. Sporophyte, C. Gametophyte, D. Protalus.
Sporophyte.
Huh?
B. Sporophyte.
Huh?
B.
Sporophyte. Uh-huh.
C.
Why do you say sporophyte? In bryophyte, why do you say sporophyte?
Because that sporophyte is dependent on the gametophyte.
So why would something that is dependent on another be a dominant, a dominant listing?
Because when this capsule that the plant bears, when it ruptures, there will be on a favorable condition. The seed and the spores inside the capsule will go into a mature sporophyte.
I agree, but it's dependent on the gametophyte.
Yeah.
So the dominant direction is what? Gametophyte.
Yeah.
Are we together?
Okay.
That is the dominance. Gametophyte, sporophyte is depending on the what? Gametophyte. The dominant one there is what? Gametophyte, not the what? Sporophyte. So the answer is what? C. The answer is what? C. The answer is what? C. All right. Let's move on that question. You know it in this thing.
Yeah.
What are you writing it? Please, as I'm writing that daily, please.
Okay. So I can fill it.
Can I clean?
Yes.
Okay. This one is from JAM 2015 question 9. JAM 2015 question 9. JAM 2015 question 9. JAM 215 question 9 says, so this is JAM Biology 2015 question 9. The question says, a water medium is necessary for fertilization in A. Conifers, B. Angiosperms, C. Ferns, D. Fungi. C is what? Ferns. Good. Even though we have not done, we have not gone deep into the spermatophytes. But these and these are what? Spermatophytes. They don't need water. Okay? This one don't also need it. This one needs what? Water. Okay? So the answer is what?
C.
C. The answer is what? C. Okay. JAM Biology 2014 question 8. So the question says, okay, the question says, this is JAM Biology 2014 question 8. It says, which of the following organisms is multicellular? A. Chlamydomonas. B. Spirogyra. C. Amoeba. D. Urina. You say what? A is what? Chlamydomonas. What's the option?
B.
B is what? Spirogyra. Okay, let's look at it. Remember when we treated the kingdom protista, remember? When we treated the kingdom protista, right? Right? What and what are under the kingdom protista? Phylum, protozoa, and what? What are under kingdom protista? Protozoa and what? Is Spirogyra under protista? Spirogyra is under what? Spirogyra is a pterophyte now. Is Spirogyra not a green algae? So it's under what? Pterophyte. True of us. Good. But Chlamydomonas has plant life feature. It's under protista, but under what? Proto what? What's the name of the protista that has plant life feature? That's what I'm asking. Don't do like this as if you don't know anything in this class. Monera is not under protista now. Those under protista, there are two. The one that have plant life feature, the one that have animal life feature, then the one that has both of them. The one that have animal life feature, we have the protozoa. Under it, we have the amoeba. Is not. Then the one that have plant life feature is what? You have your what? Urina has both of them. This one, Chlamydomonas, is under what? What are they called? Are they not protophyta? Okay, so Chlamydomonas, amoeba, urina, three of them are protista. They are unicellular. They are under protista. They are unicellular. This one has plant life feature. They are under protophyta. Under protista, we have protophyta. We have protozoa. This one is a protozoa. But this one has both features. But in all, three of them are unicellular, one cell. But Spirogyra is multicellular. Is more advanced than the distance. It's under the kingdom Pterophyta, which is plants. Two of us. Are we together? Is it clear? So the answer is what? Spirogyra. Spirogyra is what? Multicellular. The answer is what? Spirogyra. Spirogyra is what? Multicellular. Let me look for another question. Now look at this. Okay, we have not done that. Let me not ask it for now until we do it in class. You should be able to answer this one. Okay, look at this question. Can I clean? So this is JAM 2014 question 9. the same year as this one. 2014 question 9. The question says, alright, JAMB Biology 2014 question 9 says embryophytes, sex organs are produced in the A, protonema, B, sporophyte, C, gametophyte, D, rhizoid. Where? Is it true? Okay, you're still copying. What's the answer? Gametophyte. Good. It's in the words. Gametophyte. That's where the sex organs are what? Produced. Okay? Good. Alright. Let me find that question. You should know this one, very simple question. This one is from JAMB 2011 question 4. JAMB 2011 question 4. JAMB Biology 2011 question 4. It says, are you done copying? Okay. You're welcome, Cynthia. You're welcome. C. Trachophyte and fence. D. Go through your notes now. Fast. I tell me the answer. You can't tell me C. Go to your note now. I mentioned, go to where we stopped. I mentioned the two groups under small to fight. What are they? What are they?
It's D.
Gymnosperm and what? Angiosperm. So what are the under name for spermatophytes? Huh?
Another name for
Spermatophytes, yes.
seed-bearing or flowering plants.
Good. So, but they use seed plants here. So the answer is what? D. Angiosperms and what? Gymnosperm. They confuse you here. Ferns is under trachyphyte, and they say trachyphyte and ferns. Anything here you see here is just confusing you. Are we together? You just to confuse you. So the answer is what? D. Angiosperms and what? Gymnosperms. Okay. Let me move to another question. Okay, good. I like this question. I like this question. Can I clean?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, another question is from JAM 2010, JAM Biology 2010, question 4. JAM Biology 2010, question 4. Master P05, welcome. Master M, welcome. Oluwa Shogo, welcome. Okoro Melitus, you are welcome. You can drop your answer if you know the answer to the questions. You can drop your answer on the comment section. Are we done? Sorry, I'm blocking you. Okay. Ofure 008, you're welcome. Are you done? All right, so now let's look at this question. JAM Biology 2010, question 4. The question says, the dominant phase in the life cycle of a fern is the A. Prothallus, B. Sporophytes, C. Antheridium, D. Gametophytes. What's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? You don't know?
Fern is the same thing as pteridophyte.
Yes, it's under pteridophyte. The answer is what? It's sporophytes. Remember when we described the sporophyte? I will say that.
That both of them are on their own. As sporophyte and gametophyte are on their own.
Yes. But remember when we described the sporophyte, we say that, look at it here. We say that the rhizome, right, is there. Then the roots emanate from the rhizome into the soil. And the fronds come up, right? We say that the spores is where? Is on that side of the what? The fronds, okay? So that this is the one that is what? Dominant. The dominant one is the what? The sporophytes. Okay? The dominant one is the what? Adult sporophytes. So the answer is what? B, sporophytes. The answer is what? B. So the dominant stage or direction in fern is what? Sporophytes. Okay, let's move for another question. Okay. This question is sweet. Let me know those that reason. I love this question. Let me know those that reason. This is a technical question. This question is technical. So this question is from JAM 2004, question 4. 2004, question 4. JAM 2004, question 4. This question is technical. I want us to look at it with the technical eyes and answer the question. Nsube, thank you. Amanda Rose, welcome. Sam, you are welcome. Unique, you are welcome. Feel free to drop your answer. If you know the answer to the question, feel free. Make use of the comment section. Are we done?
Yes.
All right, so now let's look at this question. The question says, this is Jam Biology 2004, question 4. It says, the absence of special food and water conducting system restricts the body size in A, algae, liverworts and mosses, B, liverworts, mosses and ferns, C, the bryophytes and the pteridophytes, D, the thalophytes and the pteridophytes. What's the answer? B is what? Liverworts, mosses and ferns. Do you agree with that? C is what? The bryophytes and the pteridophytes. Let me be sincere with you. If you don't know what they mean by food and water conduct system, and if you don't know the classification, you cannot answer this question. If you don't know these three things, one, what you mean by special food and water conducting system, and if you don't know the classification and examples of the organisms, the plant in each of these classifications, you don't answer this question. First of all, what you mean by special food and water conducting system? We are talking about what? The vascular vessels. True of us, that's what we're talking about. Now, and from the classification, which class or which phylum, from which phylum you start seeing the vascular vessels? From which phylum? Pteridophyte, right? Good. From where? Pteridophyte. Bryophytes don't have this. True of us? Good. So if you know this now, you now go into examples. Let's start from the first one. First one says algae, liverworts, and mosses. Algae is a thalophyte. True of us? Liverworts and mosses are what? Bryophytes. Do brachyphytes and bryophytes have vascular vessels? They don't have it. So let's keep this for now. Let's mark this. But you check other options. Okay? Liverworts is a bryophyte. It doesn't have what? Vascular vessels, right? Mosses are bryophyte. They don't have what? Vascular vessels. What of ferns? Ferns are what? Pteridophyte. Do they have vascular vessels? Yes. So this one is answer. But they say the one that where it restricts the body size. That means the one that doesn't have abscess. Right? Remember, the one that doesn't have this vascular vessel. This group, Fern has spoiled this answer. True of us. So I won't take this. Look at C. C says the what? Bryophytes and pteridophytes. Pteridophytes have what? Vascular vessel. But bryophyte doesn't have. So the pteridophyte has spoiled this option. True of us. So I won't take this. If you come down to thalophytes, I agree. Thalophyte, they don't have what? Vascular vessels. But pteridophyte, they have vascular vessels, right? So this pteridophyte has spoiled this answer, this option. So it's not this one. So what's the answer? A. The algae, that is thalophytes. You see how they remove their names here to confuse you. The algae are thalophytes, liverwort, mosses. These are simply thalophytes and what? Bryophytes. They don't have what? Vascular vessels. So that restricts their what? Size. So the answer is what? A. The answer is what? A. Alright. Let me look for another question. For your welcome. BTAG welcome. All right, let's look at let me look for another question. Let's see what you can make out of this before our time elapses. Okay. (2001) JAMB question 10. Question 11. 2001 JAMB question 11. There's a structure here. In fact, this question is actually question 10 to 11. Question 10 to 11. That's from JAMB. So the first part of question says, the first part, which is question number 10, says,
label 2 the structure.
So 2 and 3, sorry. 2 and 3. So, I want us to take this thing home and solve it. Let's discuss it in our next class. Okay? It's simple. It's not difficult. Very, very simple question. Before you can answer the question, you should understand. You should understand you should know what this thing means. Right? You know what it means. Then, please, you did assignment I gave you last week. Where is it? Why?
I did not prepare for me.
Why did you prepare for me?
I was in school since morning.
You don't want an next week?
I wanted to go. I thought it's that place.
Okay. All right. Any question, please ask. Any question, ask. I think we have tried for today. Any question, in absence of any question, we dismiss tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? Chemistry, okay? All right, thank you very much for your attention. Your audience, see you tomorrow. God bless you.